What else don't look good, Perry?
Tell me.
You're just over here. We were having a conversation about people needing IDs to get aid, and the member of parliament for is it Eastern Westmoreland or Central Westmoreland? Ian Hales.
Ian Hales would be Central.
Central Westmoreland. Ian Hales.
Western. I think it's Western. Yeah.
Showed us a video of a branded vehicle giving out aid, asking for IDs, and allegedly they were only giving it to labor rights. And a lot of people were saying, why do we need IDs? The member of parliament for East Portland asked in parliament about IDs.
Yes, he did.
Needed for aid. So help me know how we reach to the Prime Minister saying that there is no need for aid. There is no. He didn't give the okay for what's it called?
Persons to use. Yes, for persons to use ID.
And then he's going to say that he doesn't know, but it may happen.
Exactly. It's hypocritical because when persons were saying, do we have a video, Ishmael, that you wanted to play?
Let me.
So, Madam Speaker.
I have a video. Let me find it. I have a video.
Okay, so Ishmael is going to look for the video. While I'll say this, ladies and gentlemen, remember when we started, when persons started to make an outcry about persons having to show ID to get aid, I heard it coming from labor rights supporters saying, that's misinformation. Nothing don't go like that. I know they're telling lies, and the PNP propaganda machinery, and the MPs are creating mischief, and that. All of a sudden, the Prime Minister today in Parliament is going to say, I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm not saying that.
You saw it.
I watched the entire Parliament, and I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the things that I see, and I ask myself the question, how can this government expect me to trust them and to give them credibility when they love to pivot, they love to backtrack, they love to go on there what they say, because they rubbished every notion, Ishmael. They were forthright, saying that nothing don't go on, ray, propaganda and lies.
MP Isaac Buchanan stood up and he asked the question again about people's constitutional rights as it relates to identification. I have the video.
Yes.
Look at it.
As well. He asked things as well.
The member from Eastern asked a question regarding whether the human rights of persons will be respected when we transition to the mainstreaming of the relief effort. Yes. Notice we use the term vouchers, both physical or electronic. And in our traditional standard way of giving social support, members, the persons who receive it, are required to have some form of identification. It is the requirement of our government that persons who are receiving benefits from the government have some form of identification. In this phase of the relief, that was not instituted. There was no request or requirement for persons to produce IDs. I am being clear. There was no directive from the government of Jamaica for anyone to produce any form of ID. I am not saying it didn't happen. I have heard things being said. We have not received any formal reports of that, but we were very clear to the agents, including the JDF, including the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. No. Madam Speaker, just to be clear, In doing this, we always have a provision where we enable persons to be properly documented, as is the case with, for example, the Solidarity Program. When persons are applying, if they don't have the requisite identification, we support them in getting the necessary identification and documentation. So yes, we want to support and we do protect the dignity of all Jamaicans, and the dignity of all Jamaicans include that they have some form of identification as required.
Which is it?
Do you need ID or you don't need ID? What is the, I'm trying to understand, because
when you didn't answer the question,
I'm still waiting. I don't want to know, is it that you need the ID or you don't need the ID? Well, this is what he said. He said that in the initial stages of relief, you did not need any ID. No directives were given from the government. But when people were complaining, Mr. Prime Minister, your
so they're
team...
not getting the aid because they didn't have any ID.
You're
come out and video it.
And even video than showing you. And you said nothing don't go sound. You said,
So I don't understand, Perry. I really don't understand. What is he saying?
I'm trying to understand. Ladies and gentlemen.
So on the first part of the clip, he said, him never said that.
And he's not sure if persons were doing that. He's not sure. He's not saying that it never happened. Mr. Prime Minister, you know that these things were happening. Mr. Prime Minister.
And he's going to say, yes, we're going to transition to ID. Which is it?
Which is it?
Was the directive given or not? All right, no, the directive was given. But all of a sudden, it's a good idea to have ID. Many other people don't have identification because it lost. They're gone with it. What do them all do? If they don't have the ID, all of a sudden, them can't get the aid anymore. That is what we were saying. That is the concern.
That is the concern.
I was like, get irate just for him understand. I saw alone him listen.
But that's how he responds.
Oh.
That's how he responds.
Afraid of nobody.
Yes, remember, that's how he responds. But I will not stoop to that degrading level. Ladies and gentlemen, we are advocates and we're asking the question, Mr. Prime Minister. If persons are unable to identify themselves, what mechanism will be put in place to still help these people? I'm asking if what if I am unable to show proof that I am John Brown and my children are Pam and Paul? How will that be treated? How will that be treated? Will you try to ID them yourself? And if you do so, by what system? Will the by what system will be used? Will the voters list be used? What about persons who don't depend on them? I'm just asking these questions because these are things we want the government to take into consideration. Oh, serious question.
No, I agree with you. And to add insult to injury, this is what he's going to say in Parliament. Listen.
And I want it to be clear that I don't need to be threatened. I just want that to be clear. I am not going to accept any threats about if you know. No, that is not the spirit. No, that's what he said. That's what he said.
So while I admire and indeed share optimism about the future, because Jamaica is such a resilient and special country, and we will get through this, I think we should approach an announcement like this with some sobriety, where this event has caused us to retrace our steps substantially from the economic path we were on, and which the nation incurred substantial sacrifices to get to where we were. I'm not blaming the government for Melissa. That would be absurd. I'm not blaming the government for seeking resources to fund the recovery. It's going to be necessary to get those resources. I am just making the point that this is not something to celebrate. This is not something to gloat about. This represents a substantial setback for Jamaica, and it represents if it's not administered properly, it could permanently weaken our future prospects and damage the country's future.
Do you see the difference between? Just hear me out, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see the clear difference between the two leaders? One is clearly arrogant and he always feels threatened. And I'm putting context to the video, Ishmael. What happened in Parliament today, ladies and gentlemen, was when the opposition gave his presentation. And he was basically calling out the Prime Minister again for leaving the opposition out of the NARA, that body that was formed by the Prime Minister, that National Oversight Committee that should have all hands on deck. The opposition is not a part of that. And the opposition leader, Mr. Mark Golding, was saying, it would be good for you, Mr. Prime Minister, if you really want to see Jamaica rebuild. I'm paraphrasing. This is what the opposition leader meant. If you really want to see Jamaica bounce back and bounce back quickly, it would be wise for you to allow the opposition to be a part of that. And the operative word is if. It's not a threat. It's a fact. If you don't have all the hands on deck, Mr. Prime Minister, we are going to recover, but slowly. Nobody's threatening you. And apparently you're the only one that can threaten people. Wasn't it a threat last week, Friday, when you told Jamaicans that you're not afraid of them and that you will go toe to toe with them? And that if they do this, you will do that. And you're big, bad, and bold. That's basically what you were showing. Wasn't it a threat when you said that you are not afraid of criticism, but people should be afraid of you when you respond? Wasn't it a threat, Mr. Prime Minister? Wasn't that a threat?
Stay tuned for more PDTV News Evening Highlights. Remember to show your support. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.